Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about all the new stuff that just kicked in with this update because there's quite a few things to go over. So the very first thing I want to go over is, of course, the freebies. So when you log in, you want to go to your systems, get campaign items, receive item account. And as you can see, we do get 40 star gems as compensation. So make sure that you actually pick that up. And then more importantly, we do have the receive weekly super origin gifts over here, where you get a whole bunch of goodies, 10 of these full on scratch tickets. You get 4 augment transfer pass vouchers. You get 5 rappy shaped fritters. And I do believe we're going to be getting all of these rewards every single week, which is actually pretty substantial, so make sure to pick those up. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the reward box. So when we head over to task and quest over here, you're going to see there is a reward box over here where you can get a whole bunch of goodies. However, it does require the reward box medal Aegis in order to open any of these, and you are going to need 40 in order to complete step 1. And there is a step 2 where you actually get the bell charm ribbon accessory, so you are going to need at least 41 of these medals. Now, for my friends who are wondering how you get these reward box medals, the first one is very simple. It's simply just log in. As long as your battle power is more than 1682, you automatically get 2 of these reward box medals every single day. However, on top of that, you also get an additional 3 medals every single day as long as you complete the urgent quest twice. Now, do keep in mind that there is currently a double UQ campaign going on, so every time that you complete the urgent quest, you can actually do it again. Now, in order to earn these 3 additional reward box medal Aegis, you do have to do the Halfia Lake counterattack part 2, which is, of course, the Aleo urgent quest. All right, doing any other urgent quest will not complete these 2 daily tasks, and you won't be able to obtain the reward box medals. So you have to do the Aleo urgent quest, and on top of that, the boss's HP is not reduced. All of the bosses have normal stats, and they are level 100, which means they do have quite a significant amount of HP. So I do highly recommend everyone to take advantage of the current campaign going on with your Acosalia weapons. You need to upgrade to an Acosalia weapon as soon as possible, and if you don't have that yet, or let's say that you do have an Acosalia weapon but your damage is still lacking, please make sure to use Mars. It definitely helps a lot, because remember, you only have 30 minutes and you do need to complete 2 runs within the time frame, so it is a little bit tight, especially if you're running with some randoms, you know, luck of the draw. Maybe you are unlucky and you get into a group where everyone is under geared, then it will be a struggle to complete both runs within the time limit, so just keep that in mind. Now, the next thing I want to go over is, of course, the seasonal event is in full swing right now. So as you can see here, we actually farmed a total of 2.7 million seasonal points yesterday in 4 hours, which I think is pretty dang good. But basically, you want to farm as many seasonal points as you can in order to buy out a bunch of goodies over here. Remember, this shop will be updating, or they will be adding new items into this in 2 weeks time. So, you know, you basically just want to buy all the items that you can over here because there's a ton of goodies, including, of course, the alpha reactors, because this is just straight up money. Now, something I want to bring to everyone's attention is, of course, the new Defi augments. These Defi augments apply to all of the dual quests. All right, so if you're planning to do any of the dual quests, you can simply just buy all of these Defi augments, make 1 set of gear, and that 1 set of gear will work on all the dual quests from phase 1 to phase 5. Now, do keep in mind that these Defi capsules do not work on the extra dual quest. So if you're planning to do Masquerade, you're still going to need to use your normal gear for that, since that does count as an extra dual quest and is not included in phase 1 to phase 5. Now, another thing to take note of is they have added Gladiosouls, Hal Finales, and Gigas Mastes over here, which is pretty nice, even Mega Trials as well. So if you need these, you can buy them over here. They've also added a bunch of pro-grade grinders, as well as like Stace Vance 1s, Evil Volt 1s, as well as the 2s and the 3s, all right? So if you do need any of these in order to evolve your weapons, because as we can see right here, you can actually purchase the Exalio weapon that is fully limit broken. As you can see, it goes up to 90, as well as its weapon potential is fully unlocked over here. You can simply buy any of these Exalio weapons and then use all the evolution materials in order to upgrade your Exalio weapon all the way to an Acosalia weapon very easily and very quickly. Now, another notable cosmetic item is the motion landing fire mage. This one is actually pretty awesome. Usually we don't have that many cool landing animations, especially as a free to play. So this is definitely one that you want to pick up. You literally just summon a fire circle underneath as you land. It's pretty dang cool. Now for my friends who are wondering where to farm seasonal points, is the same strategy as always. The first way is, of course, just go to a combat zone. You can go to deck space rank 1, rank 2, you can go to new plant rank 2, depends on whatever you want to farm. I believe most people are probably still going to be farming in deck space rank 1, simply because you kill enemies very quickly and you're going to be farming for Meseta and seasonal points at the same time. Now, if you do decide to go to a combat zone to farm seasonal points, don't forget to come to the item recycle over here and make sure that you actually purchase one of these Super Origin Festival 2025 seasonal point boosters. It boosted by 100% for 60 minutes, and this will drastically increase the amount of seasonal points that you get in a combat zone. However, this does not work in limited time quests. So when we head over to the limited time quest over here, you can see there is the Tundra cleanup operation. However, yesterday it was actually the next Alio or the dragon. So this does rotate daily, which is pretty nice because the dragon was a pain in the ass to deal with since it kept flying around. But as you can see here, you definitely want to do this as every single run does net you 100,000 seasonal points. Now that 100% seasonal point booster does not work here, all right? Just because you have that booster, it will not increase the amount that you gain over here. As you can see, it is a fixed clear reward. Now, something to take in mind is every single day, since the bosses are changing, that also includes your first time clear reward. So even though you got your 10 tickets yesterday for killing the dragon once, you still want to do this one as well because you get another 10 tickets for killing this boss, and you also get 100,000 and Meseta, which is also really nice. Now, as for the limited time quest, of course, there are the legend weapons. This is going to be the main attraction, as well as the Super Origin Festival special scratch tickets. You do get quite a lot of vouchers, especially with all the rare drop rate boosting going on right now. You're pretty much guaranteed a voucher every single run. There are times where you don't get it, so do keep that in mind. However, at around 400% rare drop rate, I believe you can guarantee a voucher every single run. That's what I've seen so far, at least. Now, as for augments, you can actually get the Grand Gladiosol as well as regular Gladiosols to drop, and of course there is the Ad Preset skill level 1, and these are all of the featured items. And last but not least, I want to touch upon the AC scratches. We do have the remix line April 2025, so there are some old outfits over here that you can pick up. There's the PSO2 memories. Now, these are PSO2 spec, so they are not NGS spec, but there are some items here. And of course, there is the Alpha Festival April 2025, so this is the one where you can get a bunch of nice items. However, you do get 10 free pulls every single day in a different banner, all right? So the Alpha Festival April 2025, this has the same loot as the free 10 pulls that you get every single day. However, this one will cost you star gems, and when you pull here, you actually build up pity and get all of this stuff over here, including the selector ticket after pulling 40 times. I do not recommend spending your star gems on this yet. I would recommend using all 300 free pulls first before spending any of your hard-earned star gems. So this is very simple. You simply just log in every single day and you get 10 pulls every day, up to 150 pulls for part 1. And then once part 2 of the Super Origin Festival kicks in, you're going to get another 150 pulls. So you get a total of 300 pulls on this banner. Keep in mind that the price lists of both of these banners are exactly the same, all right? That's why I say, you know, finish up all of your free pulls first. If you still don't have what you want, then spend your star gems afterwards. Now, as you're running the limited time quest, you will of course get a bunch of the Super Origin Festival 2025 special scratch tickets, and this one is absolutely amazing. As you can see, we actually get Jean's voice and Annette's voice for free simply by scratching 10 and 25 times, and then when you scratch 40 times, you do get a selector ticket, which we can use for star gems. As we can see down here, there is 100 star gems over here, which is very, very nice. And of course, if you're more of a cosmetic person, there are a ton of weapon camos over here, which is really awesome. So definitely take a look at all of the different weapon camos over here, including the body pillows, because there's a lot of body pillows here.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.